Right. Barry John Keane, how are you keeping, Pi?
Good boy, good yourself.
Good, yeah. How are you doing this week of the All Ireland?
Busy.
Yeah, it's a bit like Christmas Eve. Looking forward to something.
Yeah, do you always get something at Christmas though? We won't know till Sunday now.
Yeah, well, you've been a busy man as well. But look, I promised I wouldn't keep you long. I know Love Island is on there in 15 or 20 minutes, and you're mad for it. So we'll we'll move on. Are you going to the game first of all?
Yeah.
Are you going to stay up, or are you going to up down the same day?
I might go up Saturday with the small fella and take it all in. No rush.
You're not a jersey wearer, are you?
No, I might come out with no replica. I'll see. There's a few Shawnee Shea, David Clifford t-shirts going around. If I got my hands on one of them, no, I'd probably throw it on for the crack.
All right, yeah, I thought you were too cool for school.
No, I'd throw on something. No, I'd throw on something, all right.
Hey, it's expensive now for people coming up and down, seriously, like.
Yeah, look, yeah, it is, I suppose. The semi-final as well with Dublin, and I don't know, the flights in Farnborough for 20 quid, and once the final whistle, it was straight up to 120.
Yeah, and sure, and accommodation.
Yeah, and accommodation, we won't even get into, but sure.
Are you off on Monday?
I'm not.
Oh, for those who don't know, by the way, Barry John Keane is the business development manager for Kingdom Printing.
Not on Monday, though. I'll be here, but I won't be working.
So if anyone needs any printing, lads, get on to Barry John Keane. We only had a 2-week gap between the semi-final and the final. Is that the sweet spot? 2 weeks, perfect.
Probably is, yeah. There's pros and cons to it. If you're get through a game with no injuries, it's perfect. But if you're carrying 1 or 2 knocks in, I suppose that extra few days is what someone needs. But I didn't hear much out of the camp, and I wouldn't really ask either. But Gavin White's probably the only concern from the game the last day. Didn't ask, but don't really know.
Yeah.
Not even sure if it's his knee or his hamstring. You see things floating around, but sure. We'll find out, I suppose, tomorrow or Saturday morning, and the team's announcing, the squad's announced. If he's not independent, I presume he's not going to be.
Yeah. Well, 3 weeks, 4 weeks can be a bit long between a final. Things start to drag on, things get a bit stale, and I'd say fellas might have too much time to be thinking about stuff.
Yeah, I said, but getting over the Dublin game, the best thing was probably 2 weeks, because 3 weeks, the lads just want to probably get back into it. You'll have recovery probably the Monday and Tuesday, a bit to Thursday, probably 30 minutes of football on the Saturday. Then you'll just be going into detail about the game and probably just waiting around, looking forward to it, I suppose.
Yeah, there's no rumours really swirling around this time. Were you playing the time that there was the rumour about Brian Sheehan before the Dublin game that he was, by the way, going to be starting in goals? Do you remember that one?
I was there, but I say that was our own fault. He, I don't know, did he go in on a one-on-one or something? And the few cameras came at sports file, and he asked, I don't know, was it Keely or Kelly at the time? He said, "Give me the gloves there, sir." And he jumped in for a few saves, and sure they bought it anyway. But I suppose it's better off putting it that way to give that kind of feedback back to people we're talking about, rather than something that's kind of more serious. I just seen there Shawnee Shea had a cruciate injury. I touch wood. He doesn't like, but Jesus, whoever thinks of these things.
You just got a text with that now?
No, during the week, but in one ear out the other.
Yeah, big time. There's no point talking about the semi-final. That's done and dusted. We got Dublin off our back. That had to be done. But before we move on, those lads are going to be around for a long time. They're going to be haunting us for a good while yet.
Look, I thought Kerry performed the best in the while in the first half. Shawnee put away the penalty. It would have been a 7-point gap. I don't think the Dubs in the last 10 years have been down by 7 points in any game in championship. But look, it was a good save, and I kept them in it, and they got their purple patch, which I knew they would. And those tight games kind of went the other way the last few years, but thankfully enough, we got a chance at the end, and I don't know, take me 2 or 3 goals to kick it anyway. And that means the ball, and that's the ball going in, and then placing it again, not 2 or 3 times.
Is it the best kick you've ever seen? Full stop.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, there's a lot to take into account. Tired legs, missed the penalty. I wouldn't mind if he was just an old free taker, but that man gets. I'd like to see what was up in the GPS
Unreal.
after that 74 minutes. To be honest, I did back him. I remember watching. I was like, he will get the distance. He won't. The wind. It was hard to judge what the wind was like on TV, but I just seen him so many times practicing them kicks. You're like, he's put in the work anyway. If anyone's going to benefit from hard work, it was going to be that kick.
His legs were tired though. I mean, that man did not stop moving all day, so his legs
But
were not fresh.
he never stops moving. I've never seen him hunched over or out of gas. I don't know. He's just a machine.
He's a machine. It's the week now, so give me the schedule starting from Monday to Sunday. For example, give me to you now, if you can remember. It's a long time ago now, Barry John, I know. But 2014 or 2015, one of them, that week leading up.
So it was kind of similar. I'm not sure, was there a 2 or 3 week gap after the semi-final because we drew the first game in Croke Park and then we had to go down to the Gaelic grounds.
Give me the Monday to Sunday leading up.
So Monday, I suppose Monday could be a half a gym session, low reps, a bit of power just to get the muscles going, but you wouldn't be tired after it. You wouldn't be sweating. Tuesday, I suppose, would be skills, maybe loosen out. I suppose meetings then of what Kerry are going to do and what the opposition are going to bring. Wednesday, they might probably leave you off, time to yourself. Bring you in again maybe Thursday. Small kick around, fellas want to get rubs or get loosened out, and maybe a bit of more analysts. And Friday then I'll probably have to yourself, and then you'll meet Saturday morning in it was mostly in Killarney, and you have to train up, get to the hotel, get a bite to eat.
Which hotel did you stay in? It was the Burlington or no, it wasn't the Burlington.
No, I think we actually
stayed
in
Bridge.
Yeah, but the odd time we'd stay in on the Saturday night. I think it was in Meath, but it was only about 5 or 10 minutes from Dublin. But they had 2 pitches there, so you'd go for a kick around to loosen out the legs, and then you'd go for dinner, small little meeting, do your own thing, meet in the morning, breakfast, go to mass if you're into mass.
You were definitely in mass anyway, Barry John.
The odd time I went.
Who were you rooming with now that time?
Oh Jesus, it varied. I said that they were. I said not many got to sleep with me. I say so they were swapping every match. The last time
Barry John wired inside in the bed.
Donncha Walsh probably Donncha Walsh enjoyed my old few stories. That man wanted to stay up where most fellas would just say, all right, we'll call it a day. He enjoyed the old few stories now. Donaghy, now to be fair, Donaghy and Gooch would invite me up to the room, but they'd give me about 2 hours and that was it. Then they'd say, all right, it's time for bed now. And off I'd go down and see anyone else around.
You would have to find someone else to burn the energy off on.
Yeah, but there's always someone to listen anyway.
There is, yeah.
So you have one more meeting, I suppose, and you say what you want to say, and the talking's done then. Yeah. Headphones in, onto the bus, and there's not much.
No.
There's not much said after that. Then everyone knows their role, and you're kind of zoned in, and that's where this was the good nerves come, and then you get to the stadium and game faces on then, I suppose.
Yeah, well, at least our lads have had the benefit of that experience a few times in the last few years, but these Galway lads haven't been in Galway haven't been in an All-Ireland final in 21 years. There'll be some hunger. Yeah,
there'll be hunger and there'll be momentum. There will be a part of them saying, or like in the back of their heads, we haven't been here before, but if it was me and I was in their situation, you'd be just saying, look, we're here. We probably the last 2 games we deserve it on merit, and sure it's only 70 minutes. Anything can happen. They're probably looking at underdogs, but sometimes it's nice to be underdogs.
Yeah, they're underdogs, but they're pretty confident for underdogs, which is not wrong with that. But I've been talking to a lot of Galway lads. It's a good friend from Mike Cullen, a fellow called Paddy Riley, big GA head. The boys are quietly confident, and actually they're not quiet anymore. They were quiet at the start of the week. Yeah,
they're getting chirpy. I read a few bits. No, their answers to detail and stats of why Galway can win are promising enough. But they're not taking into account that Kerry are going to have a performance either.
Yeah, big time.
If that makes sense.
Oh no, that makes sense.
No, they have quality players, but I think if Kerry get the performance they want and they set up the way they have been setting up and they go at it. I think they should have enough whatever Galway brings. But if they don't bring the full package, maybe bits and pieces like the Mayo game, and Galway take their chances where Mayo didn't, then you're looking at 20 minutes left. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and we don't want to be in a situation where there's 20 minutes left and they're in the hunt. And, that's, I suppose, one of those periods of the game where we still have a few demons to banish from.
Yeah, I suppose it'd be nice to be in more control, I suppose. But look, I think the bench the last day, there was 2 or 3 that didn't probably come on. I think they could be thrown in the next day. I still think there was every play was kind of nearly a score the last day. No one wanted to just make a mistake, and Kerry were probably a bit hesitant bringing on people. And the next day, I think we could run the bench a bit more.
Yeah, we'll move on to the team now. So we'll move on to the team now. So we'll move on to the team now. So right. So Graham O'Sullivan, Foley, Tom, full back line.
Yeah.
Jason is going to pick up Comer, the dogs in the straight note. And Tom's going to go on Walsh. That's definite, I suppose.
Yeah, it'll vary if it's whoever's going to take the gamble on that. Like if Walsh starts on the wing or centre, Tom will be able to pick him up. But do Kerry want Tom out of the full back line? That's the other thing.
Murphy straight swap for Gavin.
Yeah, Murphy probably is the swap, but the other side of it then is like, could there be a bit of a mismatch with the wing forward line? My man's about 6'6", 6'7". Do you go with Gavin Crowley? I don't know. Like I said, I don't ask questions when you're out of the bubble. You kind of just leave mad because you've been through it yourself. But I'm sure Jack will have his matchups right anyway.
Yeah, well, that's one of Jack's strong points is his cuteness coming into big games, his ability to read players, read situations. No one makes the right calls all the time, but he makes a lot of calls.
Yeah, he'd be as consistent as you can get, I suppose.
Yeah,